Yeah, we ready. We gonna go ahead and start it.
Baseline.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah. What? What we listen to? Huh? The Porch Podcast. Come on. What you say? The Porch Podcast. Yeah. The Porch Podcast. Let's go. It's the Porch Podcast. The Porch Podcast, episode 88. So you know I'll bring it straight. I know it's the beat. Let's go to the flow. I got influential is the illest, and you know I'm hot. Get the old school rock, not crack. Rock.
Whoa.
Let's get
Whoa.
back to the flow. Influential is the illest. What can I say? I'm top villain. Again, from the flow is here. P got the sound effects right there. Every time I hear the sound effects, it make me want effects like God's effects. I'm the best, influential off the chest, with the stress to the rest. Let the flow with the bless. Thank God. What I got, episode 88, and you know I rock. You know why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on, and it's the Porch Podcast. Yeah, and it's the Porch Podcast. Come on, and it's the Porch Podcast. Let's go. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
The original, baby.
P.
Wow. Yes,
Episode 88. And what we call this one?
We call this one Club 80. No, I'm just playing. We call it I Know. Yeah, I know. Hey, now that we think about it, E, it came to my mind.
Yeah, I know. I thought about it too, but I ain't want to call it because we already had the episode, the club.
Yeah.
So,
That's
that kind of, that's
true.
why, listen.
Well, put it to you. Hey, look, for those who remember and know what we talking about, shout out to episode 88.
Let's shout out to episode 88.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes we go through things in life, and whether it's in conversation, whether it's, you trying to keep you cool, and things present themselves. One of the easiest things that a person can say right now that hopefully will help them regroup is, yeah, I know.
I know.
Now, that I know also shows up sometimes at the worst times.
Right. Shout out to my boy Goose. Every time you say something, I know, man. Yep, I know, man.
Or even with the kids. You're supposed to be doing such and such and such and such. I know. So shout out to all of the people and all of the times where we've wanted to be we've been in positions where we had to just look up and say, I know.
I know.
That's what we doing with this one, y'all. Episode 88. We getting
Episode
into
88.
it, man. You know what I mean? I like the smooth music. If y'all ain't been paying attention the last two episodes, man, 87 and now 88. We've been doing a lot of little jazzy vibes in the background, man.
I'm gonna give them little vibes so they can hear what it sound like.
A little small taste, little taste. Y'all hear that right there? Give you that quiet storm feel.
Welcome to the Quiet Storm. Brought to
Don't
you
say
by
no letters.
Mr. Influential.
Yeah.
And it's also simple. Yeah. DJ E. P didn't want me to say no letters. He thought I was going to say some call letters. But this is brought to you by DAP 360.
Ooh, kill him.
Let's listen. I'm ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know. So all my fellas out there, if your sack's heavy, sit back and listen to this. Because by the end of the night, they'll be light as a kite. Not light as a rock.
Right.
But straight to the top. And even when I go back and forth and y'all already got yourself on the go,
Give him the melodious.
I tell them sit back and listen to number 88. I know.
Welcome back, y'all. Episode 88, baby, of the Porch Podcast. I know. Boy, let me tell you something. It ain't nothing like being totally wrong. Dead to right's wrong. I mean, Joker's done showed you proof, and all you can say is this, as opposed to saying, you know what, my bad, man. I thought it was something else. I know, man. I know.
I know, man. I
I
know.
know. A
Yeah.
lot of times, man, why people get mad and they say I know when they really clearly their actions didn't know that, man. Why do they
Because
do that?
it's just it's they reacted and not responded, P. I just
Yeah, you're
learned
right.
that, man. I'm telling you, I just learned that at a seminar I went to, man. You're
Right,
not
right,
supposed to
right.
react. You're supposed to respond. So a lot of times when a person reacts and they say, I know, they really don't know because they just mad that they didn't know.
Yeah. They get mad at anything too, anything, bro. You know that?
Anything.
I mean, something as simple as word is bond. If you can have a beer, you can have a beer, and it's a twist, and it's a what's the name? It's when you need a bottle cap. I mean, bottle cap opener. And they think it's a twist off. And they stand there, word is bond. They trying
That's
to
a bottle
twist and
cap
twist.
over. I know, man. No, you don't. You don't
You
drink
know,
it.
I know, man. Then why you trying to twist it?
Yeah. Then they crack their
You know what
whole
I'm
tooth
saying?
and shit on it.
And you know something happened, they be like, They be like, They be like, nah, this one cold. This one cold.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
cold, bitch. All right, it's hitting that filling, bitch. You done took that filling and try to open up that bottle.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Look, it's nothing wrong with not knowing, y'all. It's
Nothing.
it's absolutely nothing wrong with not knowing. That's why we wanted to title this one I Know.
I
Look,
know.
we gotta be okay with discovering things. Let me tell you something, man. I found out a lot more things in life when I took down the defense mechanism of saying I know,
Right.
even when I didn't know, man.
Right.
I took it down. Once I took it down, man, oh man, I got all kind of information, brother. I started feeling better about certain things. Because the worst thing about it, I know. This is one of the worst things, in my opinion. If you do it at the surface level, you're gonna have to prove to people why you did what you did,
Right.
and it exposes to them just how much you truly did not know, man.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's just like with certain people like Petey. Just come walking down the street. You know what I mean?
I know King.
And you be like, Petey, you bleed. I know, man. I know.
Yeah.
No, you don't, cause you about to faint, bitch. You ain't know you was bleeding.
How you know? How you know? How you know? It's the back of your thigh. You can't see back there. You didn't know that, man. You didn't know that. You know you got bit, but you didn't know you was bleeding, man. You didn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
The
And
back
I'm
of
only
his
saying,
thigh.
yeah, some place where you can't tell, man. All kind of stuff. Like people will tell you anything right now, man. With all the stuff going on in the world, man. All the different politics and stuff, man. I know, man. You don't know, man. You don't
No,
know.
you
You
don't.
know politics like that? No, you don't. And then they get mad when you ask some basic fundamental questions, man. You know what I'm saying? Who the Secretary of Defense and all that
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm
You
not gonna
gotta
act
be,
like I know.
bro. Are you serious? All you gotta do is be comfortable with that. Now, this is when things become a problem. When you explain something to somebody, and then 5 minutes later you ask them about it, and they don't know, then it's a little bit different. It's like, hey, fam, that means that you ain't been listening. Like you're not engaged in the conversation. You choosing to not pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like those are different. But when a person
I
turns
know one
around, yeah,
thing.
yeah, you look, yeah, it's showtime. It's showtime. Yeah, it's showtime. Yeah, it's showtime.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Go ahead and
so
talk to him.
but the basically
Hold on,
what
just
I'm
listen
saying is
real
this.
quick. Listen real quick.
What you got? You want to give me the beat back a little bit and me do my thing, or what do you want?
Nah, I just want you to hear a little bit of it going in the Bible. Go ahead, talk to him. Ooh, I think I got a little strong. I got a lot of empty bottles over here.
So anyway, y'all,
Not to cut your wisdom. Not to cut your
what's
wisdom.
that? What's that?
Because I want to see if you knew. You ever heard of some shit called Ballantin? Chocolate peanut butter whiskey.
It sounds great. I don't know nothing
You like
about it.
Reese
It sounds
Pieces?
good. Yeah.
P. Shit dangerous, man. Shout out,
It sounds good.
shout out to Tamara and John. You remember Tamara, man. Joyce Campbell
Absolutely.
with you. Yeah, her husband
Yeah, yeah.
John. Shout out to him. Clap it up for them. I ain't mean to laugh. I did that. Yeah. I DJ.
Yeah.
He had a surprise 50th birthday party.
Okay.
Turned out nice. Everybody rocking and having a good time. About a week
Mm-hmm.
ago, they put me on to balancing.
Okay.
They said, "Hey, you drink
Okay.
whiskey?" Yeah. You had a chocolate peanut butter one. I didn't even know they made that, man. She said, "You like Reese Pieces?" I love them. Yeah, let me go ahead and try that.
Yeah.
P, I sipped that. I said, "Oh yeah, this dangerous. This dangerous right here."
And all because of the fact that you kept it real and you didn't, yeah, I know. It's balancing. Yeah, it's good. It's not listen, man. Ain't no future in front and ain't nothing wrong with not knowing. I'm gonna tell you why.
Right.
Because you don't know when you're gonna be in a situation where you're gonna have to prove what you know.
Right.
And I'm talking about seriously, you might be in this, like for instance, you out somewhere and you done sold everybody on this pipe dream that you know how to drive a boat and it's showtime. And now you don't know what you're doing. That makes any and everything that you said that you know about before questionable.
I don't know. I ain't the best at driving boat. They left me. They left me. Shit. They left me in Mexico, bitch. I was the back of the line.
Yeah, but you ain't sit up there and act like you was either, like you knew it. And like you ain't act like you was the skipper. You ain't act like you knew what you was doing.
That
See,
bitch was skipping against the water. Ying, 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 ying. Bitch, I was
Right.
like, what is this?
right. But you know what the best part about that is you didn't let your I don't know create a fear that prevented you from finding out how to. Right? You didn't front and act like you knew something that you didn't know. And you didn't allow it to be able to be you called it something before when it's not it's a certain kind of fear.
Reverential.
Referential fear. You know what I mean? So it's a different situation. We don't have to go around acting as if we know things that we don't know. And the only people that winds up hurting, well, it can hurt more than one, but more often than not, the people that it hurts the most is the person that's actually up there acting like they knew something that they did not know.
Right. Just like that dog around the corner, I know, but then they get bit.
But then they get bit. So,
Right.
like when you look up and you say stuff like, Dag, you ain't even check to see if I was all right. Or if somebody say that, you be like, man, you told me you knew, man. I assume you was okay because you factored that into the equation, right?
Yeah.
You knew the dog was around the corner. You went around the corner and you got bit. It seems like everything went according to plan to me.
Right. Well, you know
I
what's
don't
crazy?
understand what you're saying.
You can get warned about anything. I mean, you could have somebody out in the street and they necessarily don't have to be on nothing. They could just be down on their luck or whatever like that. And they be like, don't go around that corner around there, man. What's the name around there sticking people up? And you got some people that's so stubborn because they don't want to. It's not the information that they're receiving. It's who it's coming from. Man, I know,
Okay.
man. I know. I ain't worried about that. Go around there and get robbed the shit out of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like a spot,
Yeah.
man. It was a spot in DC. I went to famous little restaurant. I ain't gonna necessarily put the name out there, but they got this. It's been there forever, so most people know what I'm talking about. And it's a guy that sits out there at night, wheelchair. He lives outside, and he watches. We tell him everything. Yeah, Shane. Ain't nobody try to take you to touch this store, but they was trying to touch this store over here. You know what I mean? So you might want to put extra security cameras, and they pay him in food and shit like that. But he live on the street.
Yeah.
And he ain't
Now,
snitching.
he really know.
He ain't,
Nah,
yeah,
but
he
he
ain't
really know
snitching. He's surviving. It's a difference.
Yeah. My thing about, like I said, with the whole situation talking about, I know, man, is that it's a dangerous thing to allow your emotions, man, to creep into your mind to the point where it block you from really knowing. Like that's my thing. Like, don't allow your pride to be, the reason why, you get yourself hurt, man. Don't allow your
Right.
pride to be able to do that. People do that all the time, man. People sit up there and I heard a conversation one time, bruh, that you was having before, and a person said, "I'm not going to do so. I'm going to exercise not being in the company of a certain person because I don't know, or I know myself enough to know that that may not go in the best way for me."
Right.
Right? Like, to me, those are moments where being honest about what you do know helps you,
Right.
right? But being honest enough with yourself to acknowledge, I don't know how I may respond. I know what I may do, but I don't know if I have the control to fend that off if I'm put in a position.
Basically,
Like,
what he
it
telling
can
me is,
go,
I
it
know I
can
ain't
go
gonna like it.
50-50. Right. It can go 50-50. I'm speaking, from this perspective to let you know that if the actions went the other way, we had this kind of conversation. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So something like that transpiring, that could be anything. That could be anything. You know what I mean? Like we talk about it all the time. Like, just being in situations where your pride is in the way, and then in hindsight, wishing that you would have acknowledged the fact that you didn't know how you would respond, your human nature, and how you would be in those moments, man. It's a difference. It's a difference, bruh. Like, I had to really look at myself and admit to myself I didn't know about certain things. I didn't know. And I had to be okay with the fact that I didn't know. I had to not be, like I say, like shamed, or not feel like I was, minute in the situation because I didn't know.
Right.
You remember when you was kids, man, one of the biggest fears that a joker would have, man, is being called to the blackboard
Not
to go
me.
up there and do a math project. Well,
Not
maybe
me.
not. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were strong in that position, but we all had one subject. I'm not saying I don't know everybody, but we all had one subject that we were okay in. We weren't super
Yeah.
strong in it, but we all had at least one.
I
You
know
know what
what
I'm
mine
saying?
was, and I'll tell you. You know what's so funny? I don't mean to cut you, but you know what's so
No,
funny?
no, go ahead. What's that?
Mine was actually English.
Okay.
I wasn't the best writer. I can speak, but I wasn't the best writer. So you know what I mean. So sometimes I might find myself talking and get comfortable with my point and speak. Like, yeah. So me and P had went to the store instead of P Original and I. You know what I mean. Went to the
Yeah.
store. I'm
Yeah.
not thinking like that. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not paying
Yeah.
attention to the adjectives and the pronouns and all that. I didn't. To me, it's like, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Now,
Right.
you tell me to go up there and do a math problem,
Yeah.
I'm your guy. I'm your guy, man.
Yeah. It's funny because it seemed like the only time, there's like two times when that would happen, right? Either you were being disruptive in class, not you per se, but the universal, you being disruptive in class. So now they want to put you on display, right?
Right.
Because the objective is to almost put you on public display to see whether or not you actually paying attention, are you being disruptive, and to make you more of a spectacle. Now, the
Right.
best moments that I enjoyed as a kid watching those situations is when they called on the people who they thought did not know
Yeah.
because of those things. And they called them up to the board and they do the problem, knock it out the park, and turn around and look at them. Because now it's egg on their face. Because as opposed to you just looking at me and saying, Mr. Such and Such or Mrs. Such and Such, I'm going to need you to be quiet in class while I'm teaching.
Mm-hmm.
You called yourself trying to call me up here and put me on public display and actually embarrass me. But now
And
who looks weird?
Right.
Now who looks like what?
Right. Now let me ask you this: have you ever been that guy?
Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
how I can speak to that.
Yeah,
You know
I was
what I
that
mean?
guy. I remember.
Yeah, I've been in that.
I remember being in a summer program at prep school in Princeton, and then you got to stay there and everything. And we had 3 counselors, 2 guys and a woman, but 3 teachers, and they had this student of the year type award they wanted to go give it to. Now the woman wanted me to win, and one of the guys happened to be her husband. He wasn't mad at it, but he had his his pick of somebody else. But the other,
right, he had his pick, right.
but the other guy necessarily didn't want me to win, and it all came for one incident. Everybody knew that my room was the spot. I had the radio in there. I was listen, man. I was becoming DJE. I wasn't even DJE yet, technically, but I had all the music. So we in there listening to the Infamous Mob. You know what I mean? We listen to Only Built for Cuban Links, stuff like that. Eating gummy bears and chips and shit. Because we only about 14. You know what I mean? We ain't out here. Ain't nobody taking shots or nothing. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you was chilling. I remember
I was
coming up
chilling.
there. Yeah.
Right, you remember? And then
Mm-hmm.
we go to class the next day. I'm sitting there, I'm listening. So I just put my head down. And they're like, Mr. Rainey, you need to go to sleep at night. I said, I'm not asleep. Well, do you know what's going? Can you chime in? And I ran down everything they were saying, plus more, this and that. I said, and this was what my mouth would get me in trouble. I said, I got my head down because I'm really not interested because this is boring me. And that, because I felt like he was trying to embarrass me.
Yeah.
So I answered what you answered, and I told him, this is boring me, man. And after that, I knew I was off the radar.
Yeah.
I knew I was, but
Yeah.
I treated it like a Grammy. Student of the Year gives me what? A certificate?
Yeah.
You already knew I was smart because that's the fact I came up for the running. You know I was smart. I wasn't getting no. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to give you for 2 years. We're going to give you $200 a month or nothing. Like, it wasn't like I was getting no bread or nothing. It was bragging rights. See, when you learn early in life that just to do shit for bragging rights, you stay true to you. You don't worry about having an award. Like, think about it, P. Perfect attendance was an award that was given to a student.
Right.
And it was easy. Let's just be honest. You could be the stupidest dude in the class. But if you came to school every day for that market period, you got perfect attendance.
Right.
And all they gave you was a piece of paper and had you stand up in an assembly.
Yeah.
And we all know that showing up is half the battle.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that. I was going to say exactly what you just said.
So, all right. But y'all want to stand up. Y'all was giving perfect attendance to everybody. And then you had student of the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the student of the month situation, again, every award was a certificate, but all of them was harder to get. Perfect attendance, easiest award to get. Come to school. Honor roll, you had to really understand and learn. You got a certificate for honor roll. But when you got student of the month, you became one of one. So why we couldn't get a KB Toy Store gift card or some shit? That's a real award because guess what? When people, you know how many students at the time said, I don't give a fuck about being student of the month, man. I'm just here to pass. I'm gonna go home with this perfect attendance folder because I'm here every day.
Right.
It's just like certain artists that's in the game who don't care about getting a Grammy. Because they know they're talented. They records sell. They don't need a Grammy.
Like you just said, they know. I know.
They know. I know. But that's people saying, I know, but honestly, I know. Not saying I know and being ignorant.
Exactly. But you acknowledge them. You acknowledge both the situations because you see it. Like, you see how people, are how can I say, like, it's either the misconception, right, or the misdirection. That's what it usually comes down to, right? I do it so I can either, because I really don't know and I'm in defense mode and I'm trying to protect myself and I don't want to look like I'm, unintelligent or, whatever. None the wiser to what's really going on. And then there's the other side of it, like, I really don't see why I need to prove anything to you. I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really need to prove anything
Proving
to you.
this to you gives me what?
Exactly. I'm comfortable with knowing. Like, I'm comfortable with knowing the things that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of what does that, in my opinion, is finding out very early on that you don't need It's cool to have them, but you don't need cheerleaders. You don't need a bunch of pats on your back. You don't need a whole lot of recognition to be, to be exceptional. You don't. Like you said before, you give a kid, not nothing against it, because I remember, like you said, in school as well. Kid gets a perfect attendance award, and you're giving them an award, or he or she, because they decided to come to school every day. So that's
something
snow
they
day that y'all.
something they supposed to do anyway.
That's something they're supposed to do anyway. So that snow day that my mom said, I'm not gonna have you go to school. You're gonna stay here.
Yeah,
I don't feel like playing. You out there and all this, that, and the third. You're not.
I'm
going.
penalized for that.
I'm penalized, but you saying that my mom wasn't a good parent, or I'm a bad student because I didn't come in
Right,
the day that situation transpired? No, my
right.
mom had enough sense to know. She knew that was the most sensible thing for her to do with me at that particular moment, and that's why like you said, bro. There's a difference with the I knows.
Right.
There's
But
the there's the cocky, arrogant one, or there's the one that's perceived to be cocky and arrogant, and then there's the one that's just and then it's a defense. And I
well,
just don't want to be able to be the one that don't know.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get back to that. The one thing I do know, being a DJ, a
Absolutely.
lot of people throw events,
Absolutely.
and they have parties, and they have situations that go on, and sometimes they don't know what they do. What they doing.
Right.
However,
Right.
I do have somebody that can tell you what to do. Let's
Oh,
get
that's
to it.
what's up. Yes, sir. Look, check it out. Let's get that stress off your plate. All right. Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you, full service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full service event planning company. Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show.
Front and center events.
Absolutely. Yeah, so
But I'm gonna tell you
it's
this:
like that, bro. Go ahead.
the I knows. I'm sorry to cut your wisdom, but the I
No, bro.
knows.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
You said the cocky, the one that's understood to be cocky, and the one that's
Yep.
ignorant. The cocky is confidence,
Yep.
and just like you said, man, you used a perfect example. A perfect. If people don't understand what we're saying, because I'm not going to assume you get what I'm saying. If you've seen the movie Notorious, when the teacher called Biggie up on the stage, I mean to the class, and told
That's
him
right.
he was going to be a garbage man. And last time he checked, a garbage man made $28,000, and a teacher made $24,000. I'm going to be making $4,000 more than his dumb ass. And he put him out the class. Right?
It was great. It was
great
man.
because
it was
because
a great party.
but the thing about that is like I was that student at times that was considered to be cocky because I was confident. Like I'm supposed to let you still on me to prove your point when I do really know. So I'm supposed to dumb down myself. And I dealt with that a lot in my profession at work because I was younger than a lot of people for a long time.
Right.
So what I'm saying makes all the sense in the world. But you don't want me to be the one to be able to prove the point because I'm younger.
Exactly.
I'm not dumbing down myself for you. That would be me being less than myself. So again, it goes back to the person who's not worried about the glitz and glamour of the award, but staying true to themselves.
Absolutely.
So when you truly know, you know that the shit that little data boy don't mean shit.
Right.
It don't mean nothing.
Yeah. That's why you got parents that be saying those things like the participation award.
Right.
They don't even let their kids keep them. I seen the father before throw the joint in the trash, son. He was looking like that. My dad threw my trophy, and he was like, "You got a participation award."
Yeah.
And I know some people that may be a little bit harsh. I know it is. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I think the point that Pop wanted to get him to understand, it was like a quote of the day that I had. We said that I can't think of the brother's name that actually said it originally. But you got to say no to being good to be great.
Right.
And what his dad was basically telling him, like, son, if you start accepting awards for things that is expected of you, you'll
Right.
never excel or exceed past those or doing the same things that you're doing. You'll find yourself in a situation where you expect awards for things that are supposed to be done.
Right.
So when so you'll never never push any further. But
Yeah.
the point of knowing is the reward.
Now
Others
I've
knowing what you know is a
right.
different situation, and that's the part that sometimes gets challenged. And then you get looked at being cocky because you're confident in your
Right.
own abilities, and
Right.
that's on the other person. That's not on the person who knows. That's on the other person that feels some type of way.
Now I don't think I would have threw his award away.
Okay.
But what I think I would have did, because I'm not saying that the approach was too extreme, but I would have used it as a motivational tool as progress. That participation award would have been, if it was his first one, it would have been a step that you showed up. That would have been the only one he ever got, though. Just that one.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Got you. Got you.
Your jersey is a participation award, right? But that one trophy,
Absolutely.
and it's like me and my man. Shout out to my man Dean. He was like, he started riding when he first was riding motorcycles. He was like, I treat motorcycles like chains. He was like, what you mean, bro? He said, every time I get another one, it's bigger. That participation award would have had to be replaced by All-Star Award, or Leading Rebounder Award, or Touchdown Award. Like something that separates you and your award meant something. Because you striving to be great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't let you rack up. You paid for 10 years. You got 10 participation trophies. No. Now you got to get the first team all defense or something, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You got to do something like that.
Yeah.
That's the shit I would be on. I know we're a little harsh. Men seem like they're a little harsh sometimes when it comes to their sons, but that's just the growth of the situation and how we see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole situation about, like we're talking about in this particular episode, I know, is I want you to truly know. I don't want you to have to be, defensive. I don't want you to have to, that's why I'm not one of those people who believe in the statement, fake it until you make it. I don't believe in it.
I don't believe in that either.
I don't believe in it. I believe that once you start faking it, you got to keep on faking it, and then you got to, this is.
Because what if you don't make it? See, it's okay to become scarce.
What if you do?
Yeah. And you
now
fake.
You got to remain what you right. Now, how about that?
Right.
Like if you fake it till you make it and don't, you might have dodged the bullet because you might have been put in a position where it may have been detrimental to a lot of things. But what if you fake it and make it?
Right.
It's a difference. I think it's a fine line, but it's one of those things I don't necessarily believe that you should, like you said, that I don't particularly care for. But in terms of knowing, once again, wisdom, is something that is possessed by those who have the ability to understand, why they have it.
Right.
Everybody, you can be smart and not wise at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's the ability. Like people who don't get into things, they're smart enough to not go into those things. They're not necessarily always wise because sometimes they may still put themselves in other, compromising positions.
Right.
But there's a difference between, you know what I'm saying? Wisdom is the ability to understand what not to do in every situation or in most situations.
Absolutely.
Being smart is just smart enough sometimes to know not to be in a particular situation. So you can be smart. That's why I say we all usually had something, a subject that we were really, really smart in. And it was always one or two. Not for everybody, because I don't know everybody's.
No, it was always one that gave you trouble.
It's always one that gave
you
It was one that
gave you trouble, and it was always one you were better in. Like
exactly.
As when I was young, I was always good in math, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I was young, people were excited about teaching me history because of my memory. And I could remember things once you taught it to me. But as time went on, history became boring because they was teaching us shit that didn't matter. So it's like, I know. I really do know, but they ain't real shit we need to be learning about. Seriously.
Right.
Then
believe you.
I replaced history with science because I did understand that. I do think that the most important things was science and math because you got to put certain things together. But regardless with English, you can have the most proper English in the world, but you still got to know how to communicate when you get in certain worlds.
Absolutely.
So whether you speaking, think about it. Technically, people could say that I spoke Ebonics. But it just wasn't, the class wasn't called Ebonics. It was called English.
Right.
And they just look at Ebonics as a form of slang. Even certain forms of math is no longer needed. Like, we're not going to use them. I think, let me just ask you this, bro. What's the highest math you think it should have been?
Well, for me, because when I did, go to college, try that out. Because I was an engineer major, my form of math was all the way up, bruh, to
Yeah.
Dealing with numbers and like it was different. It was way different.
Right.
But just in regular high school type of joint,
Like, not just high school, the average person, I think, in my opinion, the average person, I just want to know, the average person, what's the highest level of math they should need?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I'll say, let me tell you this. Okay. All right, let me do this.
Right.
And then I know you're going to get your response to that situation. I believe personally when it comes to education, real world math, in my opinion, shows you what you basically kind of need to know fundamentally, in my opinion, every day. If you can understand addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions are okay. All of those different things.
I agree.
I don't know, like, bro, like I'm not saying that I'm really running around here with the exception of knowing what a 90-degree angle is.
There you go.
In
There you
certain
go.
situations, but I use it so sparingly.
Yeah, but what I mean is
that you know what I mean, like.
that's
Probably the highest level right there.
I say geometry, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we use a lot of geometry subliminally when we're driving.
That's true.
That's it. That's why I say geometry. But other than that, what you said, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, fractions and decimals.
Yeah.
Because, and the reason why I say fractions and decimals, because if you walk into a store and it says 40% off, right, and something costs us $100, you're getting it for $60.
Right. That's right.
That's what I mean. So, but algebra, nah. Now, depending what you are into, physics means something. That's science.
Yeah.
That's science.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
pre-calculus, like certain things. But I still believe, even with you wanting to be an architectural engineer, geometry was your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I think geometry was the one. Right.
Yeah.
I think, finding out what X minus Y and all that. Come on, man. Just tell me the goddamn numbers.
Yeah, I just, and then the math that you knew is no longer.
Right. It's gonna always
Math
exist, but it's no longer.
Yeah, like numbers.
It's no longer.
and
It's no longer
formulas.
taught like that.
Right. I was about to say the introduction of how it's being taught to people is different.
different.
The kids are different now. But to say that like practical use,
That won't
a lot of
change.
different things. A lot of different things. Like honestly speaking, if you really think back to school now, as a man, as an adult, school could have ended earlier than the 12th grade.
Yeah. But I said this recently. It
Like by the
definitely.
time you got to the 12th grade, like bro, I think it was designed that you got to keep them there till they're a certain age.
I said that in the previous episode we just did. I think 2 weeks ago. I just said that. I said, if you look at school, it's set up for the average high school student to graduate 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Remember I said when are you considered an adult? Remember I asked you that recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
The average student gets out of school 18 years old.
Yeah.
So now he goes into college. Because he or she is now legally adult, they try to give them a credit card with no job. You're gonna need this for college. Because it's a structure. Let's put this kid in debt. They already in debt for student loans.
Yeah.
Society paints the picture that if you don't go to college, you won't be successful. But you look at people like Nas, you look at people like Jay-Z, you look at people like all these people who didn't even finish high school.
Yeah.
And they're billionaires, millionaires and billionaires. I'm not telling everybody to drop out. At least get your diploma because it's free.
Yeah.
I got my degree because it was free.
Yeah.
I got a free degree. It is just as big as something else. But I'm not spending $100,000 and getting these student loans. Because as long as you're in debt, guess what you can't properly do? Invest.
Nope.
That's why there's no age in you investing in stocks. Because bruh, why do we gotta wait to be 17 to drive a car? But I could be 13 and put $200,000 on an investment.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. Like you said, you're explaining it because they don't know. Because they don't know.
Right.
While we busy running around saying what we do know, they don't know. And
they don't know.
I just think that's what winds up ultimately happening. You know, we get to a point where it means more to fake it until you make it. You know, accept the perfect attendance awards. Like you're there every day. You learn what they teach you, or you don't, but you show up every day. So because you show up every day, we're going to acknowledge you and reward you for doing that.
Right.
And then we wonder why the expectations, or we wonder why, the kids don't get any further than that.
Right. That's why you got, in the hood, you got people who feel like they the man or they're rewarded because they got the new sneakers first. They the best dressed. Or they got the dopest rims on their car because they hit us with the shiny. I'm not saying I don't like shining, but that's that's how. Listen, we got perfect attendance, honor roll, all that stuff in school, but when we got out, we got street rewards by just looking the flies. Because some people have the theory, what's the point of having all the money if you can't show people you ain't got it?
Yeah, some people do feel like that.
Some people feel like that. Where some people say, "Nah, I'm doing this for stability." Because truth of the matter, when you stable, I'm not saying it's all about money, but when you're stable, that's why when we say it as a kid, man, I want to go back to the kid. Life was easier. I ain't ready to be an adult. It's because our family, our parents, made us have a stable home. Mm-hmm. If I can get up in the morning, go outside, play ball, go down the street to Frank's and get an order of cheese fries, come back in and play Madden, flirt with the little ladies. What else am I looking for?
Yeah, that was a pretty good day. That was a pretty good day right there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Seriously though, bro. Because they kept us stable. We was broke as shit. Not us. I'm just saying, like, you be broke as shit.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. I mean, I think once again, it's one of those things where, like you said, the title, like we're talking about the title of the episode being I Know.
I know, yeah.
We did know.
Yeah.
We knew enough to know that those things for us were something that we could see and still make our own decisions. Like, we knew enough of that. You know what I mean? It was cool. Like, I ain't frowned upon none of that type of stuff, but I just picked my own paths. Before
we get into this or that, like, talking to DKL today, and D had a valid point. He said, man, every show you ever watch about people selling drugs, they always make it seem like it's that one nigga in the hood that discovered how to cook crack. He said, ain't nobody discovered that. They gave that to us like that. Anybody in the hood that ran around with all that much work wasn't gonna say, I wonder what would happen if I take this powder, put it in here with baking soda, little ice, shake it around, it's gonna form into this solid. Anybody that was that motherfucking smart was a scientist. They shouldn't have been in the hood selling crack.
I don't want you to be surprised if you get any kind of knocks at your door.
It was just taught that. It was taught that. Yeah, that was in the 80s. I'm talking about how they said the RZA did it on Snowfall, but I get where you going with it. But my point is where I'm saying, hey man, it's the Porch Podcast, baby. My part is this. If they would have taught us the real way to make money, we would have learned that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No doubt. No doubt.
They taught us how to participate to get a trophy. They taught us how to just show up at school to get a certificate. You know what I mean? If you get good grades, we'll give you this honor roll award. But it really wasn't nothing but a pat on the back and a certificate. They taught us how to be in the hood to say, all right, I'm going to be the best dressed. Like everybody wearing the bubble goose. Everybody got the black one. I'm going to get the yellow one.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they stand out. And the reward as a dude might have been the women. Oh, he dressed fly. He fly. He cute. I'm just keeping it real. But really, what was really the reward? And to sit here and say, oh, I know that's what they was doing. You lying because we all participated in that. We didn't know. We know now.
We know now. Exactly.
We know now that this shit didn't mean nothing.
Is that something how hindsight is always 20/20?
Hindsight is always 20/20. But if you leave it to Cam Newton, he said hindsight is 50/50, bitch. So
word is, huh?
You ain't never see that interview?
Yeah.
Shout out to Killer Cam, man. But you get what I'm saying, though, bro. You get what I'm saying? That's why that nerdy dude that it might have been the valedictorian or the nerdy chick, the quiet chick, they successful because they really did know that none of this don't mean shit. Yeah. But they be getting the honor roll award since the first grade.
Yeah.
That shit ain't mean nothing to them up there.
Nothing, man. Nothing. And it came from them knowing it, and it came from whoever, was an influence in their life, allowing them to understand it. Don't start accepting pats on the backs and all of these different things as awards. Because if you start accepting them now, I'm not telling you take the paper and throw it on the floor, this, that, and the third. But be vocal, right? Yeah. And a lot of times we talk about it, you know what I mean? Cockiness and arrogance is always something that people kind of partner and pair together. Right. I'm not cocky if I'm admitting to the fact that I know what I know.
I'm confident.
But I'm foolish. But I'm confident. But I'm foolish if I set, a false impression that I know this, and the only person that can really be impacted by it is me.
Right. And it goes back to choice. Choosing to really learn. But you know what I'm gonna say before we get into this, I just want to say this one thing. Those awards that we learned, I really believe that definitely our parents, but our mother handled that the right way. Mom took those rewards and put them away, so we didn't see them on a daily basis, so we could continue to strive. But we looked back. Bro. But we looked back as adults and say, damn, I was getting this perfect attendance award. I got this the whole year. And guess what that may spark? Not for you to get perfect attendance at work. Shit, that's what sick days is for and vacation days and all that, because it's about getting the check. But what it really did spark is commitment. And that might be what you need to strive for your business to go further. Or start going to the gym on a daily basis.
That's right.
Or really doing something that's for you. You know what's crazy? I got those books, bruh, with the awards. And I got them here.
Okay.
I kept them. But guess what? I still don't got them sitting out.
Nah.
I got them put up because it's like, it's the push.
Yeah, and we never forgot. We never
forgot when we was getting them.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. We won the award, so we remember.
Remember,
But we also understood that the fact that they weren't on public display meant one thing. First and foremost, it didn't mean that she was like, you know what I mean? Oh, they trash, they ain't worth nothing. What she was letting us know is y'all still got work to do. Let's get it. Let's get it.
just like to this
I'm
day,
proud.
man, I'ma always remember. Pop had us outside flipping the dirt. Flipping the dirt. I said, Pop,
All that time.
when I get older, this is where my mind was at. I'm gonna get older. I'm gonna invent a machine that could do this to flip the dirt. He said, they got a machine like that, son. I said, yeah, what's that machine? He said, it's called a tiller. I said, well, we ain't got a tiller. He said, I got two of them. I said, where they at? He said, Carl and Eric, flip the motherfucking dirt, man. And I laughed and I flipped the dirt. But when my dad taught me that day was hard work pays off. Because guess what the real reward was? When the garden sprouted out.
Absolutely.
It wasn't even about the food or what I could personally get. It's like, damn, look what I created.
Yeah.
Look what I had a part of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we didn't see it right away.
Right.
We didn't understand how that situation was going to play out, but it was a lesson. It was a lesson that had to be taught that way. And to this day now, if we ever needed to do that, that's something that we know. We just smart enough to know how to get, to the money to be able to help, to pay somebody else to do it.
Yeah,
we don't know.
And that's what I said. That's what I explained to my wife one day. It's not that I don't know how to do it. I don't want to. Thank God I'm in a position that I can call my man around here and cut the grass.
Exactly.
I was on my way out the door to go do an event to go to an appointment I had. And I seen him, I put my hand up, he stopped, I handed him his money, I said, I appreciate you, brother, and I got in the car and I left. And everything I needed was handled. It just, listen, time is money. This is why I keep explaining in the black community, they got us believing, okay, we may not necessarily have to hustle or sell drugs. We do know how to hustle. But they got us believing that we have to do everything ourselves. Because we really think we saving money. But time is really the money. Because if I can pay you, to clean out my garage and actually go to the beach with my family at the same time, and it's not hurting anything, that was money well spent.
Yeah.
You got any this or that's for me today, bro?
We're going to see if I can grab a couple of them, man, pull a few out.
Yeah. I know.
It's been a great episode, as we say for each of them, but this has been a pretty good one.
Because I know it was.
This or that, man. I'm gonna ask you a series of questions.
You want me to do the intro, man?
I thought you knew, man. I thought you knew.
All right, here we go. Welcome to another episode of This or That. Let me bring the music up and let it rock and crack. Let's get back to the show.
Hey, do me a favor. Your next intro, please just cut out the part about rock and crack right back to back like that. Welcome to another episode of This or That, where I ask you a series of questions. Eventually, I'll get an answer. All right, let's get right into it, man. Smart or casual at the office?
Should be smart or cat. Oh, smart. I'm always gonna be smart, man.
Okay. Dream job and retire, right? This is attached to your dream job. Dream job and retire in 50 years. Or terrible job and retire in 10 years.
Terrible job, retire in 10. Take that pension and then work my dream job.
Told you. Okay. Yeah. Work the music or work the silence?
Music. Yeah, music. I do work in silence a lot. When I'm working in silence, you gotta be careful. Because I'm plotting.
Motivated by money or recognition?
Money's the motivation.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. We've been talking about this all day. Feel confident or insecure at work?
Well, confidence. I'm feel confident in everything that I do.
Okay,
Insecurities is a sign of weakness. I don't care
okay.
what you're doing. Now, I'm not telling. I just got to speak on this. And I know this ain't part of the
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead, brother. No, go ahead.
If you know you don't know something, don't just jump the fuck out there talking about I know. You know, because people don't have to see that you're insecure. Because if you own your shit, like, well, you can't do this. Nah, I know I can't do this. I don't know how to do that, man. I ain't skilled in that. Man, if you like, man, I can do whatever I want. You go out there and break your goddamn kneecap. Now you can't walk.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, though?
I can definitely see how that's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Moving along. Okay. Take criticism well or badly.
I take it well, but I think that's something that everybody. It depends the mood and the timing of the criticism. You know what I mean? If you're at a high emotional state where your patience are thin and everything of that nature, you're quick to react, not respond.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it is a timing thing. That's
Right.
just like criticism versus corrective criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it depends on who it's coming from
Right.
and how they introduce it. I definitely believe that. If you got the person that just wants to be right all the time uh, and challenge you for everything that you say or do, it's just going to be a different situation. So I agree with you on that. It definitely needs to be the right person, the right place at the right time in the right circumstances.
Right.
Um, ah, you're not no super lush like that, but five shots of tequila or 5 pints of beer.
If I gotta do that, I gotta go with the 5 shots of tequila. But you're right. I'm not. I don't shoot. I don't like shooting. Shooting and drinking too much beer would definitely make me drunk. I sip. I'm a sipper.
Yeah, I think as we get older, we kind of learn how to
I never was a fan of shooting. Though.
go
Every
slow.
it's like almost every time I shoot, I get sick. I get sick when I do that.
Mm,
It's like too much at one time.
okay. I think you answered this one before, but I'll ask it again. Shopping online or in store?
Online, they both got their pros and cons. I'm great online once I know my size from that store because online you get better sales. Online it's coming straight from the manufacturer at times, so they don't have to send it to the store. But and I know this is just a this or that. I already picked online, but what I am good at, I'll buy online and ship to store.
Oh, okay. You do a lot of that.
Yeah, because it's free shipping.
Oh, so you
So
buy
if, so if
online?
I get something from Walmart, let's say Walmart,
Nah,
Walmart is
nah.
Walmart is 3 minutes from the house. If I get them sent it to the house, they might want to charge me 15. It don't cost me $15 worth of gas to go around the corner and go scoop him up. And I ain't
Yeah.
gotta worry about somebody stealing my package at the door. So I do a lot of ship to store, man.
So you buy online to prevent someone from scooping your package.
And I save 15 on shipping sometimes.
Oh, oh, so it got to be shipped. You,
I
you
know what you're
scoop up the
going with it.
package.
Yeah, the
Ain't where
package.
I'm going with it. Ain't
Yeah.
where I'm going with it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
buy it online. Yeah, online shopping. Not
Okay.
online blow purchasing. No, it's not that. That's where you're going with. Yeah. They're gonna knock
Oh
at your door
man,
soon, because that's what you
I was
do.
getting ready to say, E, when they come by your house, man, don't try that. Don't try that. I'm in the bathtub. Don't try that, E.
Oh shit.
Just answer the door, man. Listen, man. Uh, I'm trying to really see because I asked you a lot of these in the past,
Go ahead,
man.
man.
But
Run them back. Somebody might have not seen them.
man, I mean, hey, man, lions or bears, man.
Where I'm at,
I'm talking
Detroit or
about the
Chicago.
actual animals. I'm talking about the actual animals, man.
I'm talking about. I'm gonna go with the Bears. But did you see that bull? Did I send you that bull running from them cheetahs or them cats?
Nah.
Bitch, he jumped over their head, dove in the water. It was like 6 of them chasing. Send that shit to my brother right now, man. That shit was crazy. I'm gonna send that shit to you right now, bitch. And they got the what's the name on the background? Um,
So why you doing that? Hey, fish or steak?
I ain't even watch what I just sent to you. I just sent you something else. I like what kind of fish is it?
Whatever kind you want to use for this or that question.
Um, depends what I'm in. Like sometimes a good salmon meal, be it, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a good salmon meal because it's lighter on me. Like it depends. Like if I'm out, a lot of times I'm out to dinner with my wife and we going home after this steak.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm at an event and I gotta be around for about 3 more hours, fish. Because that digesting that shit gonna be a little different if I got, you know what I mean?
All right, man. Gotta throw a political one in there.
All right, I'm with you.
Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg for president?
It's a nice one. Um, Either way, we fucked up. Um,
We either going to space or
no, we
social
going to
media
space.
place.
We definitely going to space in the next 20 years. We going to space.
Yeah,
Virgin Galactic, man. Put your money on Virgin Galactic. It's gonna be the
I
next
understand.
year.
I'm just saying with these particular candidates I'm asking you about,
Um,
what they're,
yeah. Either we going to space or we gonna live in the internet.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. We gonna live in the internet. Like, if it's the metaverse, I want Zuckerberg.
Okay.
If it's the moon, I need Elon Musk. It's
Okay.
that simple. If we staying right here on Earth, Petey, man. Petey could be president,
Last
man.
one. Last one. Love or sex?
I'm older now, so love. When I was young, it was sex.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you just being honest. You're older now. I think it depends on the day of the week.
It definitely does, but bruh, and I'ma just own my shit. I was single for a long time. So
Definitely depending on
DJE,
the day of the week.
aka Dirk,
Definitely in your case.
and
Depending on
not
the day of the week.
Nowitzki, bitch. It was Digler. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
shot your threes, man.
yeah. I shot my threes.
Shot the long ball.
Yeah, like Jack Nicholson get the ball in the hole, bitch. Tiger Woo. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Shit.
Topless or bottomless? I did say that was the last one, but
Bottomless, man. You can keep them bombs in. I need that wagon out. You know what I mean? Tell you what happened to me the other day, man. I'm just tell you,
oh
I'm gonna
man,
keep real with you. I'm gonna
yeah.
share this on air.
Is there any other way? Is there any other way to
Listen,
keep it?
do you get spam texts?
Yeah.
All right. They always. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you Dr. John? So, yes, I am. How can I help? Are you really Dr. John? Yes, I am. We met. They said, you remember we met at the conference? Oh, I do remember. I hit from the back in the lobby right in front of everybody. I remember that. You know what I mean? They like, nah, I think you had me confused. Oh, my bad. Are you really
Yeah.
Dr. John? No, I'm not. Then they say, "Are you really a doctor, though?" Yes, I am. I am a doctor. What's your doctor name? My name is Dr. Richard Wood, but most people call me Doctor. What do they call
Oh my
Richard?
God. Take us out of this.
Listen. Either way, if you ain't calling me Doctor Dick, it's Doctor Wood. So regardless, you were messed up. Let's take us up out of here. That was another episode brought to you by Dr. Wood. So let's get back to the show. All right. Man, this has been episode 88, man, called I Know. You know what I mean? It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, man. I ain't got much to say, man, but continue to watch us, man. Thank y'all for watching us for 88 straight episodes. 88 straight. 88 time to get it straight. Dr. Richard Wood. So listen, P, what you want to say to him?
Shout out to Connie and Larry. You know me.
Damn, man, I miss my boy, Mr. Larry, man. That's my boy. He be like, Miss motherfucking Larry Locke, bitch. My boy.
So, like he said, man, we appreciate you guys locking in and rocking out with us each and every week. How have you been doing it, man? Whether it's been through, your favorite podcast or streaming service, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Red Circle, Radio Public, Overcast Radio, Audible.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember, is there anything I'm forgetting about? Oh,
Spotify, Amazon Music.
Yeah, all of those.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've been checking us out,
Blowback Radio,
definitely not on it. So when you listen to that, when you listen to those episodes, notice how E seems to just be talking to itself. But what I was getting ready to say was 7 p.m. on YouTube. Watch it. That's when it's available every Thursday at 7 p.m. though on YouTube.
And 8 a.m. on all your streaming podcasting sites.
There you go. As we say each and every week, please, man, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend again.
Comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Most importantly, tell them to enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show, man.
Listen, man, I appreciate you guys. And we appreciate you guys stopping by. Hey, man, it's been episode number 88. I know. And I know. We'll see you next week.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace.